Hello everyone, welcome to Acetronauts. This is Kris, and today we're going to be talking about a bit of a more serious topic. We're going to be talking about coercion versus consent and how it relates to asexuality. Personally, I cannot say anything from personal experience. No one's ever tried to have sex with me in using either tactic. But I do want to voice my opinions on the matter. Coercion being using uh, using force or threats to get sex, versus consent, which is giving permission and actually saying yes to have sex with a person. And I think this is a big topic nowadays, especially with feminism is on the rise, which is a really good thing, but we still have a long way to go. Recently in the news, a lot of female celebrities' photos were stolen and sold on the internet, and people were looking at them. And I know Jennifer Lawrence has come out and said she did not give consent for anyone to look at her body, and so it's a sex crime. And I agree with her fully 100%. Um, and this issue doesn't just have to do with sex itself. It could do with like that, looking at nude photos, or even just touching or maybe kissing or something. So coercion versus consent and how it relates to asexuality. I personally have never experienced this, but there is a thing out there that if a sexual person finds out that someone is asexual, they will threaten them with rape to try and correct their orientation, and that is just horrific. People will even do this to gay or bi people to make them straight, and it's just ridiculous that they would even consider doing that. Anything that does not have consent from a person, I believe, is rape or close to that. There's this thing going around that apparently no means yes, and like, well, you were wearing clothing that was provocative and stuff like that, and that's not giving consent. I believe that a person needs, uh, in order for it to be consent, they have to actually say, yes, I do want to have sex with you. Because then it's no questions. But what's going on is, especially men, but I know women do this too, where they'll try and use their strength, or they'll threaten people. Um, and I think this could potentially happen in an asexual relationship. If an asexual person is with someone who is sexual, they could be, the sexual person in the relationship could be manipulative. And being ace doesn't mean that you are celibate. It can mean that you're celibate, but it usually doesn't mean that. If you're an asexual person and you are in a romantic relationship with a sexual person, they may end up deciding to have sex with a person for a number of reasons. Maybe to make their partner happy, or to try it, or to have children, or whatever reason it is. But as long as the asexual person gives their permission, there is nothing wrong with it. But what happens, I could imagine, is a sexual person in the relationship forcing the asexual person to sleep with them using manipulation or threats. I can imagine a scenario where the sexual person would say, well, if you really loved me, then you would have sex, and manipulate. And an asexual person doesn't generally want to have sex. We just aren't interested. So if we do decide to have sex, usually it's a very big deal because you know, it's not because we want it, it's because we want to please the other person. But forcing it on someone is a bad idea. And if you are a sexual person and you're in a relationship or want to be in a relationship with a asexual person, please ask for their consent first. Please don't be manipulative. There is no such thing as corrective rape. There is just rape. And you need to ask their permission first. You need to get a definite yes. Not a I don't know, maybe I just want to make you happy. Maybe start thinking about their feelings and how they would handle the situation. Um, Especially if you're like just starting out with a relationship with an asexual person, I strongly recommend uh, getting consent from them. And if you are an asexual person, you do not have to have sex with the person in order for them to love you. You do not have to give that up. You can say no. And if they are forcing it on you, you need to get out of that relationship right away. You need to get out. You need to get help. Because that's a manipulative person and they're not willing to respect your boundaries. So, why are you in a relationship with them? You need to get out. Now, if anyone is trying to say that you are broken if you've never had sex, if you know, if they're gonna leave you, if you don't offer sex, you need to be the one who feels ready. You need to be the one that makes the decision. Yes, I want to try this because I love this person. I want to go ahead and give it a try. Don't let them make you think you have to. It's your decision. You can say no. And if they don't take the hint, don't let them threaten you. Get help and get out. This is a very big issue. This happens all the time. There's abuse, sexual abuse happening constantly all over the world. And frankly, it needs to stop. And it can stop with you. I know we can't fix the whole world, but we can fix who we are as a person. So if you are a sexual person watching this, I strongly recommend you wait until the asexual person is actually ready and isn't just doing it to make you happy because they feel like they're threatened into doing it. That is, quite frankly, rape. And that's not what we need. What we need is your understanding. What we need is your kindness and your patience. If you really love an asexual person, you need to give them that respect and you need to give them that uh, you need to let them consent before you have sex with them. I it is a big problem, and that's where it can start with you. So coercion is never a good idea. It's never a good idea. Whether it's like two straight people, two gay people, two bi people, two asexual people, to a straight and asexual person, whatever it is, you always need consent before you do any kind of sexual or anything like that with another person. They need to actually say yes. You can't force them into it. You can't manipulate them into it. It needs to. Sex can be a beautiful thing, but it needs to be consensual with each person, not just one person, because then that's rape. And that is wrong, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Um, so that's all I can. That's really the main thing I have to say on the matter. Is especially you need to especially be concerned with an asexual person because it's usually a very big deal for us because it's something we don't want. It's not. asexuality is defined by not being sexually attracted to anybody. So, for the most part, we aren't interested in sex. And so, you need to think of that before you start trying to force us into something that we aren't programmed to do. Um, so, please consider that if you are in a relationship with an asexual person. And if you are please don't get into relationships that make you feel like you're being manipulated or coerced in any way. You need to be with a person who respects you, who respects your asexuality, and respects your decisions, um, whatever they may be. So I'll see you next time we do a video. We are still looking for more topics. So if you have any topic ideas, please leave comment below, and we'd love to hear from you. That's all I have to say for today. So I'll see you next time. Goodbye.